Aqua. What's good with you? Hope y'all fresh in the flesh. You know what I mean? Fishman up in the building. So check this out, man. I just wanted to give y'all a quick review on an unexpected movie called Molly's Game. I wasn't expecting to like Molly's Game. I just had some AMC tickets, man, and I wasn't checking for this movie. When you're in a relationship, you take turns. Your movie, my movie. Your movie, my movie. Superhero movies, we don't even discuss it because I know. So I go by myself. I go with the squad. Y'all know who I roll with. Y'all know what I do. That being said, she was like, "Yo, let's go see Molly's Game," and she up two. She up 2 for 2 because I'm gonna also do a review on I, Tanya. No spoilers, but I, Tanya is one of those movies, bro. But right now we're dealing with Molly's Game, you know what I'm saying? So Molly Bloom, Irish American, ex-Olympic ski champion. Well, she didn't make it to the Olympics, but she was good enough. Just dumb luck didn't work out in her favor, man. And watching this movie, luck is something she had on her side, man. She runs a poker game for very famous celebrities. I mean, in New York, some of the people gambling was A-Rod. In LA, some of the people were like Tobey Maguire and Ben Affleck and Leonardo DiCaprio. And that whole clique, man. She ran an illegal poker game out of one of the most prestigious hotels here in Los Angeles, man. And I mean, $5,200 a night for the room alone. And the buy-in started at 10 grand. And people were excited to play with Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Man era. Money was flowing. And she started off from damn near a cocktail waitress to being a power player in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? She started dipping and dabbing. You have so many talented actors in this movie. I love the dynamic between her and Idris Elba, man. It's kind of reminiscent of Denzel and Julia Roberts in The Pelican Brief. You get that kind of vibe, you know what I mean? This attractive woman and this attractive man that have a business relationship going, but no real tension. She befriends his daughter, her daughter. Read a book through the movie called The Crucible. I never read The Crucible. The movie was so good, I might have to read The Crucible just so I can be in the loop of what they're talking about, man. It was a dope movie. Aaron Sorkin is his directorial debut. He's a writer. If you're not familiar with you are familiar with his writing because you're here. So basically, he wrote A Few Good Men. He wrote Moneyball. I didn't watch Newsroom on HBO, but apparently that was fun. Words for that. Some of my most memorable lines, like "You want the truth, you can't handle the truth," or The Social Network. I love that movie. Simply because I'm fascinated about people's come up, and I believe he's fascinated with people's come up. Aaron Sorkin was actually on crack. He was a crackhead, y'all. You know what I mean? This dude used to fold clothes in New York City off Broadway at one of these souvenir shops. And used to write his scripts on napkins, man, for like A Few Good Women. Then he got a play, then he got another play, then he got an agent, then he got a movie deal. Yo, man, it's a crazy story. And sometimes, many years later, he even got arrested at the airport for having drug paraphernalia on him. The average person don't walk to the airport with a crack pipe still in his pocket. He said getting arrested at the airport was the best thing that happened to him because he got caught. He said if he didn't get caught, he probably would have ended up back on crack again, but they put him in jail. And he was able to rehab again on jail the second time. And hopefully that's been 10, 20 years, and hopefully he never goes back. But Aaron Sorkin is an amazing person. Kevin Costner, one of my favorite actors, man, is in this, man. He plays her dad. He plays Molly's dad. So I think this is why he obsesses over obsessive personalities, man. But Molly being able to navigate, the pot got so high in some of these movies, it got up to $250,000 for the buy-in for a poker game, bro. I watched interviews with Molly Bloom, man. Some of them, she actually saw a man lose $100 million in one night, and he paid the bill the next day. She had no real muscle. She was going on the strength of the game. Well, if you or you ass bet, as they say in the hood, you can't play. But she ended up. I don't know about a vig. Like, I'm not a poker player. Like, I don't know gambling terms, but I know that she had. So they took a L. Her game wasn't no good unless she took care of it. She started putting out cheese plates. She was like an assistant working for a real estate agent who had a hot gambling night at the Cobra Room out here and that night was so that he could look flyer than he really was, hopefully trying to grab new clients living beyond his means. And then she started making money. They started tipping her. She bringing drinks, tipping her, bringing drinks. She tried to learn everything about poker that she could. And then she realized it was an end because she was starstruck because all the celebs were showing up. I believe Nelly was named in some of those things. Some of them games, man, it was a very big scandal in Los Angeles, man. Yeah, and she was a cute girl. If you see the girl, the girl in the movie is a redhead. I don't know if she was a redhead at the time. Maybe, probably because she's Irish. She has dark hair now. She's a good-looking woman, though. You know what I'm saying? So she got other good-looking bartenders. They bought that cheese plate. And they start running game on dudes, man. You know what I mean? It's caught out there and caught on drugs, man. They don't deal with the scariness of it. They deal with the luxury of it most of all, and her facing the feds, which the feds ran in on her, I think 10 days apart. They ran in on her in New York and they ran in on her in LA. You know what I mean? It froze all her assets. You know, everything that glitter ain't gold. Them kind of things ain't gonna last too long, man. It's easier to figure. Her dad, who was Kevin Costner, was so mad because he felt like she'd do anything. And she had a brother that's like the #1 neurosurgeon, another brother who was like an Olympic champion in it on his own. Like the father was some Joe, he was like the white Joe Jackson. Like he was pushing him hard, hard, hard. No surrender. You know what I mean? Super tough his kids. And he didn't want her to be weak, man. He wanted her to be strong. But sometimes when you're that rough on your kids, you overdo it. So she spent her whole life trying to be the most important, trying to be the best. She was like, I felt was the best in the world, but I wasn't even the best sitting at my own dinner table. I had two other athletes, two boys in my family. They were both better than me. So she always felt inadequate. So she was chasing that adequacy, man. And her controlling all these powerful men, controlling that poker game, seeing these men in positions, that was her thing, man. That's what she got off on, being more powerful than people that would normally be powerful over her. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't say who it was, but I felt like Tobey Maguire was a jerk. He was a dick to her. He was a bink. He treated her crazy. They didn't put it in the movie, but I heard he asked her to bark like a seal. He's like, "Get $1,000 if you bark like a seal." And she wouldn't do it. I bet she did it, y'all. I bet she did it in the early days. Come on, bruh. He was trying to play her left and right. And he decided to leave the poker game because the only reason people were playing poker is to be around him. So after he dissed her, like, y'all need a piece of this action, they had a big falling out. She was like, "I'm going to New York. I'm going to do an even bigger game." But then eventually, you know what I mean, she got caught on drugs and spiraled out of control, man, because she needed to stay up watching these poker games. The buy-in was $250,000. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at $2-3 million on the table. You can't just fall asleep. Somebody be like, "What happened?" Nah, she needed to stay up, and she became addicted to throwing these poker games and addicted to a bunch of drugs, man. A drug to wake you up, a drug to put you to sleep. You know what I mean? And she buying Macallan and Johnny Walker Black Label and high-end listings at these poker games, man. And eventually, her driver set her up, man. And it's a shame because she felt like she had a good relationship with him. She really trusted him. But when you get in them circles, man. So basically, man, my recommendation is that you go see Molly's game. If you're a poker player, you're going to love it. But if you're not a poker player, it's still just great dialogue, strong dialogue. Strong delivery, strong acting. Kevin Costner is a beast in this movie. The chick that plays Molly is very attractive. Not traditional, like, oh, she's hot, but the real Lee Bloom was a good looking lady, and she carries herself with a lot of charisma, I'll say. You know what I mean? This movie. So when I seen that Alicia Silverstein looking poster, I was like, eh. But you'll be invested in this movie from the second you walk in the theater to the second you come out, man. The big drama in the movie is that she doesn't want to snitch. She said a lot of lives would be ruined, and the feds really just want her to give up everybody. But look, man, it's Russian mafia members in her game. Her game was infiltrated by the mob, the Russian mob, and then the Italian mob. It's like, so even if you did go on in the witness relocation program, man. So her big deal was like, I'm not telling. I think they only want her to do 4 years anyway. Not that I could do 4 years, but where she from, she really couldn't do 4 years. But she said all she had her name, and she kept it G, man. She wanted to keep it 100. Idris Elba was her lawyer. So he kept seeing all these side deals and these side angles that'll get her off easy on a technicality if she just turn over her information. You remember that hooker, Heidi Fleiss, gave up everybody, man. She gave up her little black book. I don't know if she lost it or what it was, but it was a big scandal. I think that if you do dirt with people, that dirt should stay in the dirt, bro. So if you running illegal gambling operations and you get bagged, you shouldn't give up people. So I respect her for what she did, man. I think she's a G. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to give up nobody. So should she give them up? Should she not give them up? Y'all have to watch the movie to see if she actually did it or not. But I think it'll be interesting for you to see the outcome. But, 20 years later, she's on the street. It's a great. Idris does his thing. He's super talented. Even Idris's daughter is in this movie. Not his real daughter, but a young lady plays her daughter. It's nice to see a fresh face in the movie. It was nice to see the interaction. And, Idris Elba and Chastain. What's the actress's name? Let me see. The redheaded actress. What is her name? Amy Chastain, I want to say. Molly's Game. Starring, written by Aaron Sorkin, with Jessica Chastain, Idris Elba, Kevin Costner. Yo, man, the true story of what they called the Poker Princess. They just called her that because it rings bells. It works, but she was a mastermind business person, man. So check that out, man. In the year of women's empowerment, see her hustle, man. See how she came up. You know what I mean? It was an inspirational story. So enjoy. It's my little 2 cents. You know, Aqua in the building. Let me give you my grading scale. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this movie 8.5, man. Yeah. Straight up 8.5. Bink Bink is whack. Wong Wing is and a hitter is a 10. So it's a little less than a hitter, but you are fully invested, man. It's a strong investment, you know what I mean? It's a Bitcoin. Hope y'all enjoyed my new upload. The movie is called Molly's Game. It's still in theaters right now. I highly suggest you check it out, especially while theater. You just want to sit in the dark, eat popcorn, and be engaged. I had the worst seats, man. I was in the second row. I'm looking up like this. It was a neck breaker. And I was like, I'm going to get up and leave. But I couldn't because it was that good. Enjoy, y'all. Let me know what you think. Leave comments below. I got to give y'all movies that the other guys don't give y'all because I'm me. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it, man. That ain't the only reason. Y'all get the other stuff on y'all obscure movies. My next movie review will be I, Tonya. All right? And if I review it, best believe it's a good one. Peace. Or, Wong Wing. Peace.